And I heard that my poetry teacher from back in high school in like '98 was going to be here today, but I guess she didn't make it, so. Thanks, Miss Rose. Wow, she's awesome, and actually a friend of mine saw her the other day. I was like, wow, she still lives here, it's cool, tell her. So, next to the mic, Sally, are you ready? Sally shared some poetry with us before, right? Yes? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She's a poetry pro. And I'll let her tell you all about her. Thank you, Sally. Yeah!
Thanks. Hello. So my name is Sally. I was here one time before, and then I read some of my own stuff, but today I'm feeling more inspired to read the poetry of some dear friends of mine. I'm a ranger at the park, so there people hold me up. Alright, so I have a couple poems to begin by my friend Ted Rowland that I went to Oberlin with. He put out this beautiful book of poetry as his senior project that was illustrated by another dear friend of mine. I'll show you the illustrations if you're interested, because they're beautiful. But a couple short poems by him that are funny, and then one by my friend Beth. Something you weren't taught in anatomy. Men have gills, and they're all homosexuals. You think he's going to his apartment. He's heading for the reservoir to have sex underwater.
Yes, sex underwater!
And another one called A Lament, also by Ted. My life is on the brink too much. I have a curse. I think too much. I wish that I'd just drink too much, but I'd sweat it out and stay too much. All right. And a longer one by a very dear friend, also from Oberlin, named Elizabeth Lindsay Rogers. This was published in a magazine called Story South a few years ago when Beth and I both, after we graduated, we went abroad. And she spent 2 years living in China, about 5 hours outside of Beijing, teaching English and dance and doing research, various things. And she was in a province called Shanxi. So this is called a map of Shanxi. First, draw the world, but the world erased of water. Lake bottom, now a plateau, riverbed arc of dust. And where the ocean should be, a swaying tapestry of corn. To make th, I tell my students, the tongue must curl and leave the mouth. Think this through, northern earth's weather. Repeat until tongues harden, parch like the valley of Ezekiel. Voices elbow towards a cadence. Words hit words, pile like skeletons. And all day the air is gunzao, so dry I can't feel what it is you might call God. As if to say, it's humid, were a synonym for knowing the hand, the sweaty familiar hold of it, lines that are rivers. No, my skin splits in absence. We ride on, bikes veiled in thirsty powder. Gobi wind takes the leaves, leaves us still and wanting. What was it? A forgotten word tastes like the barrel's bottom. Frantic to remember, all I know is to head towards the market, in hopes someone might have it in their cracking hand, so I can ask, what is this? But here, without the word, I've forgotten also the shape of it, and what else is there to recall now in this place where every color is living the life of another? I buy oranges, but they're green. Greens, they're prisms spun in oil. Egg yolk, something blue. My hair, plain auburn, students calling gold. I told the vendor, I was needing, or was it wanting? Either the same character, Yao. Open your mouth, let the wind out, and then, on closing, find it empty. the dry mouth that first said, "Bring me the cup," the mouth that also said, "The sky's backwashed in dirty watercolor," is now searching for the bright word waiting in the dust. If Ezekiel wants the wheel, it's just the cigarette sun setting on China, neon on inhale, dark by the time the lips separate again. Think this through, northern earth. Speak. An echo is just a voice, just the bones, your own. Write a name in Lois, watch it leave you for the dark spine of Atlas. Cup your hands and wait, but do not ask for rain.
Sally, awesome. Thank you very much, Sally. Yeah. Everyone, David Blackwell is about to enter the building. I want you all to turn to him and say hi, David, when he enters. Get ready? All right. Hi, David. Are you going to share poetry with us? I got the sign-up sheet. All right. So I should mention that every week we come here, and this is on the internet if you guys happen to not be able to make it. You can watch it live at thejamhole.com/live. Don't mind the other stuff on there unless you're an adult. It's my personal playpen, I guess. And then the videos are up. There's a whole playlist of just everybody, and that's up at thejamhole.com/poetrybids. So you can get that. And I know I didn't get the last week's edited yet. I'm so busy, but I promise I will get that done. So, next, our lovely door lady and head of the writing workshop, for now, does an awesome job. Julie Lang, she's got a book, and it's great, and an internet website, and you should all clap your hands. Thank you, Julie.
Perfect. Well, thank you, guys. So, yeah, like Matt said, I'm helping to lead the writing workshop. We're meeting here at 2 o'clock every Sunday before the open mic. You should all come out and join in. It's already churning out some fabulous inspired stuff from the whole crew. I just had a couple other announcements I wanted to pass on to you guys. Artwork around the room this entire month is by a friend of mine named Miss Kelly West, who is also a very talented musician. Had her opening reception this last weekend here, and had a killer band that one of the band members is here tonight, and did a great show. Her work's going to be on display the entire month. She also has work in this back room over here, so take a peek and check it out. And there's some other great artists coming up at the Boiler Room. We've got the local Jade Merchants are playing this next weekend, Friday and Saturday. Saturday night they're opening up for band down in Missoula, David Boone in the controls. And should definitely try to come down and check out some music here as well as the poetry. So like Matt said, I've got a book out, and I'm going to start with a piece from there. This is called Blonde Boys. Little one disturbs my sleep with screams in the night from monsters running inside his head, trying to capture his body, his heart, his mind, until he can't breathe. His blonde hair lies damp and tangled over his forehead, and he imagines he's drowning, until he weighs down the nightmares with his own voice that carries from below into my ears until I open my eyes. Big one disturbs my sleep with dreams in the night and questions running inside my head, still long after torment my body, my heart, my mind, until I only see his blonde hair cut close and smoothly next to his skin, and I imagine I'm drowning, until I'm weighed down so I can't hear my own voice, and only his speaks into my ears until I open my eyes. Thank you. Thank you. This is a newer piece. This is titled Winter. Where I move softly in summer, the motion of water over rock masking my steady footfalls, I now break through silence, boots pressed to fallen leaves, etched with a sparkling frost, intricate filigree that shatters with each step. The crackle carries in winter's chilly stillness across the hard, frozen surface of the water that stretches endlessly as though unbreakable. But beneath the ice, the river still flows slowly, beautifully. Shifting patterns of hollows and bubbles press themselves against the shell that makes the river hold its breath and wait patiently until it is time to slip through the cracks that threaten to form and push this winter into memory. This river reminds me of you in its wintertime contradiction, at once quiet and wild, so eager and willing, yet patient and careful. You will handle my heart, the one so recently fused together again, with such gentle passion. You see how easily its filigreed surface can be cracked and broken, like the river's edge, stomped by a careless boot. Thank you. Thank you. This is a new piece I'm trying to prepare for a poetry challenge. I'm involved in an online poetry critique group, poets from all over the world. And every couple months or so, they put up a challenge, and we all have to write a poem to fit on it. And then we read each other's work and choose the best pieces out of the bunch. So I'm trying to decide if this one will work for my entry. This is called The Inner Room. I teeter, toes testing the floor of reality, resisting the urge to roll gently back into this cave, warm by sleep, sheltered from the day's chill. But I cannot sit through the clock's tick as the sky lightens the outer room and the dog's breathing loses its rhythm. Safety at my back is mere illusion. I know one morning will feel different. I will not hesitate or hide from a beginning that comes without fail. When I lie fetal, that desire to uncurl cannot be postponed. Then like a camera's flash, day turns my head. I awaken, mind clear and eyes wide, assured and content that day's diamonds trump sleep's aces and pull me free. My feet imprint cold floor as they cross the outer room, shades pulled to revealed windows double-paned with ice, and beyond, a sparkling world. Eager for warmth, I stoke the new fire. Thank you.
Yeah. Has everyone gotten lovely drinks from the baristas? Round of applause for the baristas. Yeah, baristas. And I'm trying to get the baristas to write some coffee poetry, but they don't seem very... You just keep making awesome chocolate shakes for me. All right. Next. Luke, you ready?
Yeah.
Artist, poet, crazy dude, friend of mine. All right. Luke's been around the world and back, and now he's here sharing with us. So I have nothing else to say to stall. So Luke.
Last week, people were talking about how it's so much easier to write sad poetry or maybe frustrated, angered, negative poetry. I don't find anything wrong with that. The best music in the world is blues music. I think the negative poetry is finding happiness, getting past it, getting through it, learning about it, expressing it. I think negative or the blues can be a very positive thing. Here's some versions of that. I edited these quite a bit. Took all the bad words out. Hopefully here you go. This one is a conglomeration of poems having to do with natural disasters. I've been watching the news a lot this weekend, and I kind of put them together. It's called Quiet. Here she comes. Better learn to love your mother, brother. Mommy, look, it's a tsunami. Mother is angry, like the woman in a big blue earth-brown shoe. So many children, she doesn't know what to do. Some have shoes, all have the blues. She yells, crushing seashells by the seashore. Think deep, deeper than the sea, deeper than the birthplace of this tsunami. The ones with the guns swear they're not going to lose. An army is a 10,000-year-old spoiled bully baby. Authorities overseas, moms going to straighten out your priorities. Brought to your knees, your money-centered philosophies are atrocities. Shake your cities, unload your guns, take down your weapons, reallocate your funds. You need different kinds of weapons for these wars to be won. 100,000 guns loaded. Oh, is she here, Ma? Long ago, bombs already exploded. Kitty litter, babysitter, porta potty glitter. In the Middle East, Mother Earth's yeast infection. Driving me home in the snow again. I don't know when my engine's gonna blow, but it's gonna blow again. 100,000 vessels in the asphalt circulatory system, in all towns, in all cities, screaming, show me them, pretties. Metallic, phallic-shaped beasts running to consume and become the feast, screaming, back to the meeting, back to the feeding, back to the breeding. Make sure Mother Earth is bleeding into the gulf on a sea of emotion. Natural mishap, trapped and alone, dying, miscommunicating over the cell phone. Got it on vibrate, coming up from underground. No thanks, I don't need a loan. Just want to hear snakes dying, dying, death rattle moan. She's going to bring down the bank's towers onto your home. Knocking down the churches and the steeples, nuclear meltdown in your hometown. We are all the same people, no superhero at ground zero, just children, afraid of radiation. Why'd you build them? Energy to run the prison. I think it was a mistake to make them. Oh, I'm sorry, I called you, you're on vacation. Don't think she's gonna put up with your stuff anymore. I thought you should know Mom's gonna let freedom ring. She is sad by the seashore, she's gonna sing in a ring of fire, down, down, down. Think deep, like the blue sea, at the bottom, orange fire, the flames went higher. The sound coming from the Pacific will make you sick. Not as sick as her children, fighting over an oil slick. Learn to love your mother, brother. Thank you. This is another one. It's a blues poem. It's called The One-Nighter. Truck a duck, buddy. Let's get drunk so you don't feel bad about going home with me. My friends think I'm crazy. Why don't you go home with her? Flashes of unhappy me and oops, a baby. I need a soulmate, not another person I'll grow to hate. Sticky bar slut eyes, sickly been round the neighborhood thighs. She needs to get laid daily, she never fails me. Too bad she got herpes, AIDS, and gave them to you and me. John Ben Haley, Mike, Sue, and Bailey. Never knew, but apparently she gave it to Andrew, too. Drive through again and again until you spew Coke or Mountain Dew in this fast food throwaway society. The animal within demanding to feed. I need. Most can't wait any longer than it takes to get a burger at Mickey D's. Nuts are frustrated, just like yours. Just plucking around in this small town can get you a bed 6 feet underground. People lose their head control, trapped in this lonely, superficial fishbowl, trying to make whole their souls, swimming in jerk circles. Zombies undead giving each other head, just pounding their meat holes, bits and pieces lost in the folds. It's okay if you hate me, said she. Just don't impregnate me. Get on your knees, witch. You're here to please. Could you scratch that itch on the back of my walls, please? Milky white skin, gone in the morning. Too many booty calls. The heart becomes a husk, blown by the wind and sin like an empty rubber snagged on a barbed wire fence at the end of town, dripping goo. The only evidence there ever was of me and you. Pardon me, honey, that was a bit graphic, but I need you to see what was apparent to me. To see somewhere I never want to be. Again, I've had my doubts with tragedy, abused, used, bruised, and confused. It's not you, it's me. But seriously, sweetie, here's my number. Can I have yours? Maybe a goodnight kiss. I'm not worried about something I might miss. Ignorance is sometimes bliss, but more often it's sightless. Queen Bee, don't worry, you wore the right dress. No, you are beautiful, and you are not a mess. Good night, drive safe, and God bless.
Take your chair with you. Thank you. Awesome, Luke, with some very vivid imagery for us. I apologize on his behalf if anyone was offended. That's right. So, I feel bad for whoever has to follow that, but it has to be done, not by me. Jacob, are you ready? Yeah. This is this kid's first time up here. Alright, now don't let me down.
I'm gonna help you guys recover from that. No, it was good. It was graphic.
We're gonna get in trouble again. While I'm hosting, thanks guys.
No problem. Okay. Reach out, take one step more. You have to have faith to open the door. The King of Kings is waiting. But the choice is yours, you see, because he has unlimited sympathy. He gave it all for you and me. Just take a look at John 3:16 and all the pain in his suffering. He did it all for us, you've heard, so let's change the world and spread the word. Let every thought and voice be heard. Thank you.
All right. Next, Brittany, you ready for everybody? All right, Brittany's been with us a couple times. She won the Cute Award at the Valentine's. You're never gonna live that down. All right, Brittany, everyone.
Okay, I wrote another poem. It's called, I've done Natural Love of SpongeBob, so this is called Barnacle Boy and the Jellyfish Jam. I attached myself to the bottom of something big. I moved as one with it, and it moved at one with itself. Everybody grooving on the same waves. The clams were ecstatic, and everyone danced like invertebrates. Jellyfish boys and girls caught up in the current. Electric mermaids popping pearls and getting oceanic. I attached myself to you, happy drowning in the moment just before you speak. The corner of your quiet mouth, curling and uncurling like a hook, like a baited question mark.
Do you see why she won the Cute Award?
Shut up!
All right, thank you, Brittany. All right, moving right along. Next up, Frankie. She's been with us before. Shared. All right. And then I think after that, David's going to share. And if anyone else that has already read, if you want to come up and read something else, definitely let me know. Feel free. And if you haven't read and you want to, let me know, and we'll get you worked in. Would you like to read? No? Okay. All right, Frankie.
Okay. This is a poem I wrote about a week ago. It kind of started about a fort that me and my cousin built when we were like, I don't know, 12.
Probably.
And it just kind of changed into something completely different, but it's called Sunshine. The heat soaks into my flesh, my fingers unfurling like new wings, my toes digging into the dirt. If your mind is a sodden tea bag, mine must be dregs by now. The wood that built our house has rotted away, and the drapes are molded and torn. The light is pouring in like a cup of hot cider, feeding the knobbly pink strawberries sprouting from the carpet. I take a deep breath. The musk of red, velvety sawdust and pine needles, green and orange, is masked by the perfume of your breath. The leaves crinkle beneath my hair as I lay back, watching a ladybug creep across the knee of my jeans. You warm my eyelids with your thumbs, lulling me into a trance, the sunshine streaming right through your translucent skin. I miss you.
Thank you, Frankie. All right. Last up on the list, unless anyone else out, maybe I'll share something else if you guys want, if we got time. David Blackwell, you ready? Always fashioned to be late. Visual stylist, mad scientist. I'm gonna let you read your own bio, but have the mic.
David Blackman, everyone.
Oh yeah, it was just another time. But yeah, so I just would love to say some words first about, since one of the people are not here, she's somewhere. I don't know, just wish could say, yeah. Probably gonna just have to repeat the tongue-twisting words of a pretty, okay, just hold on here for a moment, I'm trying to remember. Okay, pretty provocative slam poet psychologist.
That's it.
And it's just one of those things like, yeah, I probably would not have a straight face if I put that in a poem, or I probably would not would have a straight face if I want to put the word freeze-dried ponies in there either. And it's like also it's poetry. I'm also like going out with little tongue twisters sometimes, like Sassy Susan saves Susie Soul Sisters. Or Kamikaze Katie kills kind kangaroos, poor kangaroos. But anyway, I'll go ahead and read some stuff. First, I'll start with some old stuff that I've been discovering. This is stuff I wrote years and years ago, so this is kind of like a rediscovery of sorts. Wasteland lover, looking for a Christmas on the oasis, wandering delirium. Vultures want him to die so they can fight over his state. Vultures, like greedy children, wanting more and not giving him more, thinking for themselves. Wasteland lover, looking for love in the desert. Wandering in a trance, sand wants to bury him. Wishing for a storm, doesn't want change. Stick to old ways like an ultra-conservative. Wants to swallow change of radical thought. Wasteland lover, looking for a queen to sit beside his golden throne until the end of known time. Oh yeah, this is like something I just don't even remember writing, so yeah. But then again, it's like, I have like over 1,000 of these, so yeah. I'm not going to remember all of them. But here, let's go with some new stuff. It's only a moment. A moment. When you're there, you are gone the next. Did it happen? Are you real, like a witness? When these moments of time have passed, only fragments remain in mind, waiting to have the pieces put together again by you, only to have them shatter into shards. Every time you leave, only to have those fragments be harder to grasp when I don't hear from you, when only a few small words would matter, when a quick call would lighten my soul. These moments are like tears in the rain, to be washed away, and only remnants will remain until I see you again.
David Blackwell, everyone, thank you. And I think we got one more. Brand new. You've never read her before, have you? Awesome, look at this. Look at the guts on this one. All right, her name is Madison, and she's gonna sit down and share some words with us.
Hello. It's been a while since I've read in front of people. I did this, I think, once back in high school. And this is actually a project I did in high school for my poetry class. So it's got some of my poems along with my poet for the project was Elizabeth Barrett Browning. So I'll read a couple of her poems first. if I can find one. Okay, this one is by Elizabeth Barrett Browning called Pain and Pleasure. A thought is like a flower upon mine heart, and drew around it other thoughts like bees. For multitude and thirst of sweetness, whereat rejoicing I desired the art of the Greek whistler who to wharf and mart could lure those insect swarms from orange trees, that I might have with me such thoughts and pleas. My soul so always foolish counterpart of a weak man's vain wishes, while I spoke, the thought I called a flower grew nettle rough. The thoughts called bees stung me to festering. Oh, entertain, cried reason as she woke, your best and gladdest thoughts but long enough, and they will all prove sad enough to sting. Okay, and then this one's pretty popular. You may have heard it before, called How Do I Love Thee? How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach when falling out of sight. For the ends of being an ideal grace, I love thee to the level of every day's most quiet need by some in candlelight. I love thee freely as men strive for right. I love thee purely as they turn from praise. I love thee with the passion put to use. In my old griefs and with my childhood's faith, I love thee with the love I seem to lose. With my lost saints, I love thee with the breadth, smiles, tears of all my life, and if God choose, I shall but love thee better after death. Okay, so I'll read a couple of mine. I'm going to start with one that was written actually for a specific friend in high school after he had committed suicide, but there were probably, I don't even know how many suicides in high school I went through, a good dozen or more, and it's called Please. I know what you're thinking, I've been there before. Don't do it, think twice before you end up sinking. Down to the bottom, you'll never again see shore. Please don't do it, think of the many hearts you'll break. Please don't quit, don't give all your loved ones so much heartache. You still have your whole life ahead of you, please stay with me. Don't do it, it's the wrong way to go through. Everybody loves you, don't you see? Please don't go, everyone wants you to stay. It would be your biggest no, please come back and play. So now let's find one that's maybe not so sad. Okay, this one is called Late Nights. It's a poem I wrote with for the guy I was in love with back my sophomore year, which that never lasts, but whatever. Okay, it's called Late Nights. The moon is out, shining like a newly polished silver bowl. The stars twinkle and shine, sparkling like white diamonds stuck in the sky. I look into your brown eyes, and from the sparkle in them and your smile, I know you care. The feel of your tan, muscular arms wrapped around me is cozy, but it's strong too, like you can protect me from the harms and dangers of this dark world. All I need is to be with you to know you'll always be there. You treat me like I'm the most precious and delicate thing on earth, handling me gently and with care, not taking anything for granted. Every time we're together, I feel the love, like the soft caressing touch of a silky rose petal across my cheek. I know we were meant for each other. I know because we can't stand having to be without the other for a second. I know we'll be there for each other no matter what. Our love will last forever, just as the beautiful starry sky we're under never ends.
You know, I asked her if she wanted to read earlier, and she's like, I don't know if I have anything. That was awesome. Thank you, Madison. All right, and Jacob wants to read one more time, and then maybe I'll find something else to share with you guys. So, all right, Jacob, you ready?
Actually, the question is, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I was born ready.
Good. Not every flower can say love, but a rose can. Not every plant can survive thirst, but the cactus did. Not everyone's open-minded, like a little kid. But if you listen, your mind will glisten with sweat from a hard day's work. You're trying to get it, but I've already read it. It pays to be different, like a jack of trades. If you haven't got it already, just turn the page. Thank you.
All right. Anybody else care to share before we get this wrapped up? Anyone? Going once? All right, I'll share something else with you guys. Yeah! This is a song, I guess, but I'm just gonna do it like a poem. You guys won't even know the difference. Here's a little story about a kid I used to know when he was always smoking weed until he got a taste of blow. And he thought the extra perk is what his words needed. He was seated with a pen and the paper written neatly, discreetly meek. He drifted through the years until he found another drug to eat away the tears. Pills filled the void created by his demons. By the time he was 25, he sold his soul to Satan. The old bait and switch is what he tried to pull. But the devil, he was smarter and he called him on his bull. And a few more years went by, but the ink got all dried up. The paper crumpled up and turned to dust. I don't even know the rest of the words. So that's going to be it for us tonight. Much easier with music, so thank you guys. We've had a lovely time. You guys will join us back here next Sunday. Make sure you get your coffee and your drinks to go if you'd like. Thank Vince and Charlotte at the Boiler Room. You guys can watch these videos online at thejamhole.com/poetryvids. You guys are awesome. Drive safe. Thank you. Good night.